Hello everyone and welcome back. It is time for me to cut 3 more books from my batch for the self-published fantasy blog off round 9. As I have stated before, each of the judges or teams are invited to treat their batch as a slush pile, which does mean that not every book is going to get read all of the way through. Out of the 3 books I have to show you today, I did have 1 DNF and 2 books that I did finish. So I'll start with the book I did not finish. That was Throne of Deceit by Richard Fierce. 2 souls and 1 destiny. Their royal parents assassinated, the 2 young souls are hidden to protect their futures and the future of the realm. Only when their adoptive families are murdered do they discover the truth of who they are. Now it is time to reclaim what is theirs, but to do that they will need an army and magic. With many interested in their royal roots, they must decide who can be trusted and who is out to betray them. As I was reading this one, I felt the writing style was absolutely fine, but for me it just lacked a little bit of emotional connection and that spark that made me want to keep coming back. I felt that we were running through a few fairly well-known fantasy tropes, but while it was fast-paced, it was just not one that I went back to. The second book that I'm going to cut today is Dream of the Sphere by J.S. Willis. The Shearer Eisenheart takes ultimate comfort in her community, so she's absolutely thrilled when her younger brother is chosen to ascend to protect the world from dangerous sealed away magic. But her faith is shaken when she sees her mother sneaking around town to meet with the enemy. And as her father's brotherhood and her mother's rebel group head towards a cataclysmic clash, the Shearer finds herself trapped by conflicting choices. Will she face her fears and accept her role in her grand destiny? This was a really fast-paced read in a very interesting world. We had some really great characters and plot lines here. It just felt like it was trying to do everything all at once. There was so much packed in that the characters weren't given space to just breathe and be who they were. And some of the characters took some really quite drastic actions very quickly without any real build up to that point. It was colourfully descriptive and a very vivid world has been created. It's just time to say goodbye to this one. And the final book that I'm going to cut today is Sissy by R.L. Parker. Born to a life of servitude and abandonment, Silkara is confronted with a horror that she couldn't have imagined. Still a child by elven standards, she's not yet equipped to face life on her own, but before long, that will be the least of her worries. Faced with an enemy it seems no one else can withstand, she's presented with 2 choices. Run and hope that someone else can take care of this terror, or take matters into her own hands despite her crippling fear. This was a fantasy horror. It was more of a novella because it's only just over 100 pages long, but this is surprisingly dense for the short number of pages. There was a great building of tension throughout and some wonderful horror-filled beats. But I did find this felt a little bit superhero-esque towards the end, with our main character taking some choices that I really didn't feel matched up with what we knew about her at the start of the book. It was still a really entertaining and a creepy read, but it is time to say goodbye to this book. So those are the 3 books that I am cutting this time. I hope some of them sound interesting to you. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you all soon.